Welcome, Stephen, Jerry, Nellie. Feel free to turn your cameras on if you'd like. Just figuring one thing out. Hmm. Well, I knew today would be a small group. Can you hear me okay? All right, cool. Yeah, I knew today would be a small group. And so it always goes as it's going to be. Let me move something out of the way. There we go. However, one of the most important things that we remember in things like this is it's not the quantity of people, but rather the quality of our heart coherence together. So let me just sound. I have my heart coherence monitor on and I wanted the sound to turn off. So maybe we can all just start by taking a nice deep breath together. Wherever you are in space and time. And breathing in deeply. Beginning to settle into this moment in coherence and community. This session today is being held in honor of the animals across the world who are in need and need people to have a voice for them because unfortunately it's challenging for them to always advocate for themselves in the right way. And so as we move through this session, I want to invite us all to hold these animals in our heart. I'm going to share a couple things with everyone before we really get going. And then I have some contemplation and we'll go through our meditation. So we can do a celebration first. We'll have a little celebration of we got our tax exempt application in, which is huge for us here in America as a nonprofit. It's a very important step for us to be able to do this work in the world. And we're very grateful to have made it to that place, right? To be able to say we submitted that. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of hours, right? The human had to operate because we had to really get in and understand like what the government was asking of us and then make sure we're doing everything in compliance, right? And so that was really wonderful to be completed with that, to have the application submitted. Now it's in, we just have to wait for them to get back to us about whether we have to fix anything or whatever's needed there. However, some other things that have come to light over the last, month is we're so ready, right? Like we're ready. We've brought in another animal. We're ready to go do rescue trips. We're ready to bring in more animals and even do rehoming and things like that. However, this is very common in heart-centered individuals and individuals who have a big heart and service, right, to humanity, to life. We always are ready. We were ready to have our feet in the dirt, on the ground, and going. And there's almost a sense of urgency sometimes that of needing to get something done because it feels so strong. And then we have to remember that we still operate within society and systems that are crumbling away, right? So we're still there. And we've realized and we've come to understand deeper aspects of policy here in Colorado State, licensing requirements and things like that. And so there are certain things that I don't want to say that they're delaying anything because they're not. Everything's always right on time. They're coming to light because we want to make sure our foundation is secure and solid and they are coming to light so that we can put these things into place properly so that later on down the line we don't aren't told, hey, wait a minute, you're not doing this by the book, you're not doing it right, you're not doing it, and maybe be able to like lose your license or lose your ability to do the work that you want to do because you didn't set that foundation. And so as these things come to light, we're really recognizing that, oh wait, there's a couple people in the waiting room, let me get them in here. Just take a moment to pause. We can breathe and welcome in Marcy and Teresa. Teresa, I had a feeling you were going to be here today, and I just was really actually hoping you would be. So I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you for answering that call. Um,
Yeah, I felt it too over the last couple of days. I knew that I would be here, and I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you. And Marcy, thank you for coming and joining as well. I knew it was going to be a small group today, and because there's so many people that come that couldn't come today. There are people that registered, but they just said they were going to receive the replay. That's all perfect and beautiful. And the first thing that I reminded myself of and the group is that it's not the quantity, it's the quality. And when we're here in heart coherence, we can truly generate a beautiful quality of coherence and blast that out to our animal family. So, because it's so big, I'm just going to repeat a couple things and then we'll get into something. But yeah, go ahead, Teresa.
Yeah, just before you start that, I did try to make a donation on my way in today and got an error twice, two different
Okay.
credit cards, all that. So I don't know if other people might have experienced that, but we all want to keep contributing to support your project. That's what today is a fundraiser. So
Yeah.
um,
I'll check into that. Thank you. And I'll get back to you on that. I appreciate you letting me know.
yeah, and
Um,
anybody else, if you had a problem, then just try back again soon, right? Don't
okay.
forget to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just got through for a donation and it worked when I registered. So I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I was a little earlier than you or something. I don't know. Okay, just wanted to
Yeah.
let you know.
Cool. And Teresa, was that directly through the donate page? Yeah. Sorry, you're muted.
I clicked from the connection field. It took me to the register
Pause.
call page, the pause, and that's where I tried to do it.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll double check that. That's helpful. Um, yeah, I appreciate you letting me know. Okay. And then yeah, so thank you for that. It's always good to know what's going on behind the scenes or whatever issues people are having. I know there was an issue with the app, like the actual registration form. We had to change one of the questions because it kept like making it difficult for people to register. So we're learning all the kinks with these websites and the processing systems and all that good stuff. So okay, we're just going to take a nice deep breath together. We're going to reset so we can join here together. Let's do two more just like that. One more. And as you breathe out, just really feel your feet on the earth, your body in space. Okay, so we're just going to start at the beginning. I hope that's okay for those of you that have been here. I appreciate that. It's good to reset. But also, the celebration is so important. So, we have a good celebration to start with, which is we got our tax exempt application in. So, we completed that. That is a huge mile marker, I would say, for us. And it was an intense experience and I'm so grateful. We're like when we hit that submit button, I was almost like I expected those little sparkles to come out of the government website. Like I was like, that was really anticlimactic. Where's the confetti and the glitter and like everything falling? But it's all in right timing. So that's why I was like, I'll share that multiple times and we can like really celebrate that because I think it's a big thing regardless, but I also feel it's a big thing when you're a heart-centered person and you're really just trying to like fall in alignment with certain systems that you have to still play with. So then the other thing that I was sharing was, and this is just really important because it brings us right into our session for the day. And that's, we have been ready for a while. We're like on the ground, we're ready to do this work in the world. And we had certain understandings about the policy for licensing here in Colorado that, while correct, were a little bit misunderstood, I think, on our part, like because of conflicting licensing requirements in the state of Colorado, Boulder County, which is where I reside, and Longmont, the city, and then potentially wherever we're going to be. So there's some of that conflicting stuff there. And, as heart-centered individuals, we're always ready to go. Like we are ready. We're ready to share our love. We're ready to share our service. We're ready to do the work our heart is calling us to do. And sometimes the universe says, hold on, slow down, slow down. You want to do it. You want to do it right. You have to do it right, which means you slow down. And I'll just share one thing. One of the things I have been practicing over the last month and a half is writing down my list of wants every week. Like, what is it that I'm trying to create? And then at the end of the week, marking off what I've allowed to come in. And one of the things that I was very clear about was making sure that the foundation for PAWS is solid. That if there's any kinks or wrinkles or places where potentially we could have issue later on down the line, let us know now so that we can fix it, so that we don't have any issue. And it was within a week and a half of me writing that down that we were gifted with an amazing opportunity of how we could potentially continue this work. And then we immediately realized it was not the order we'd put into the cosmic kitchen, that it was like it's like the way the universe says, is this what you want? And then you go, no, wait, that is not what we want. And also it brought to light multiple things that we need to make sure we're taking care of for us to be able to do this work. And so where this places us is that we really have to find a facility to be able to operate out of. Because turning my home into a sanctuary, while yes, that's what eventually will happen, but turning this particular home into a sanctuary, while it has been approved, it is not what feels in alignment with my soul, with what we're supposed to do. There are certain things. And also because of the requirements and the policies and the licensing requirements in Colorado, it doesn't feel in alignment and integrity with what our souls are calling us to do. So it's really an opportunity for us to take a step back, for us to slow down, for us to really make sure everything is solid. And so right now, our next steps in moving forward are really to find partners, strategic partners, and a location in the area that we can really build out from. And even if it's a small space that then grows, or however it works out, that's what we're calling into being, and that's what we're allowing to manifest. And so it's all really beautiful. And it's a wonderful opportunity to witness my heart and my drive and my passion, because I feel as though we have come up to these places where it's very obvious why people would quit, why people would give up, why people would stop doing this work, right? Because they get to this point and they say, I don't know how I'm going to do that. It's too complicated. There's too much whatever. And we're getting to that point and I'm saying, nope, the universe is going to catch us. Like we're having to choose to trust and keep going in the face of that adversity. And that's how we make change. That is how we cultivate and have these ripple effects that really occur out through the field. So I feel very grateful to, one, have that understanding of the universe in this way, but I also feel very grateful that this passion is so immense in me and it's so in alignment with what my soul needs me to do, that it's just red tape, and that can get snipped. Like we can, we can peel it back, and they're just hurdles to overcome. They're just challenges, beautifully disguised, or opportunities beautifully disguised as challenges, right? So that's all it is, and it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, so I just wanted to share all of that, and that really kind of shifted my kind of call for today, because I really want to spend the rest of this time. In a minute, we're going to go in, we're going to ask some questions. Some of it's going to be in silence. At some point, I might play some music. We'll see how kind of things transpire. But I really want to use this time to send a lot of really good love out into the world, but specifically to shelters with low save rates. Because, this isn't something that just affects the animals, it also affects the people that work in those places and the communities that ripples out from. And I've been in these conversations with my kids this week. And we like to stray away from these conversations in these circles because they're hard and they don't make us feel good. But at the same time, awareness first, and then we change our vibration and we infuse with love, right? Like we have to be aware so that we can really go from there and move from there. The awareness is our passion rising to the surface that can then be transmuted into love that we can give, right? So it's very important. But I my kids are always like, why do you follow those pages? Why do you do it? Because I want to know how many animals are out there that are being affected by this. I really do. I want to know, even though it saddens my heart, I can at least send them love. I can send their spirits love. I can connect with them from a distance and still share with them. And there are quite a few shelters, in probably states that either you live in or the country you live in or in surrounding areas, or not, maybe not even shelters, but just locations that feel, they have a very strong belief, right? And we know what a belief is. It's a thought we keep thinking, it's something we hold firmly. They have a very strong belief that the only way for them to keep bringing in more animals is if they let some of them pass away to make more space for others. And so they intentionally will put animals to sleep, right? We are aware of this. And my son and I were having a conversation about that. And he said, Mom, it's kind of like if you think about it, if you have one space that an animal comes into and they have to be put to sleep to make room for another space, but then that dog that comes in or cat that comes in doesn't get adopted, that kennel is just being housed to like, you know, let the animal go on, move on. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's really deep. That's really deep. And so this comes to a systematic problem, right? We're aware of these systematic problems. Something that says we have to do this for this reason, even if the reason doesn't feel valid. And so you have to feel for the individual, the humans as well, that one have to work in these places, that have to take on that task, that are maybe just surrounded in that environment, and send love to their belief systems, send love to the policyholders, the ones who make decisions and choices around these things, because ultimately, yes, we can send lots of love to the animals, which we're going to do. And they can't open that. Well, there are some animals out there that know how to open their cage and sneak out, but for the most part, they can't free themselves without our help, right? So that's all the stuff. We'll get that out of the way. And then we're going to move into a little bit of a contemplation and meditative piece. And yeah, I was just going to ask if anyone wanted to share anything. So, Marcy, go ahead.
I just very quickly, and I know all of us know this, but I'm just thinking about as you talked about your checklist, and I've done this with the checklist and I've done it with vision boards many times, is just always adding this or something higher,
Mhm.
because that really takes the I want this specifically thing out. And I think I know you well enough to know that you're doing that in some way, but I love the phrase this or something higher, and then it kind of hands it off
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
universe.
that's great. Yeah, so let's just even bring that in here. The work that we do here together for the remainder of this session, it's this or something greater, something better, something higher. Right? Teresa, go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, lifting the ceiling on what's possible, right?
Hmm.
That's kind of what that says. It's like
Yeah.
this is what I can define right now with where I'm at and what I have, but but I'm open for myself to be awed, right? I really feel that in what you're saying, Marcy. I just wanted to acknowledge, like I've known you for a long time and I've seen you through the co-creation of different things that you had a passion around. And I really feel this kind of like maturity in your co-creation with an energy that's calling you with life showing up in a particular way. And I can really feel it. And I remember the days where that occurred to me, where I had something that I was doing that I really cared about. And I like really partnered with life for it to come through in its highest way. So I just
Mm.
wanted to like celebrate you and what you're doing. I think also sharing the milestones that you have with people that care about you and your project. It lets
Mm.
us all be involved. It lets us feel excited with you, and we
Yeah.
feel like we're building something together that
Yeah.
you're putting in the energy for, but that we get to feel good about that we're
Yeah.
contributing to our lives. So thank you for both of those things.
Yeah.
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 Oh, thank you, Teresa. And you know, I have so much love for you, Teresa. You are a soul sister for probably lives past, and I have so much respect and honor for you. So thank you. That is a beautiful mirror and reflection of love. Yeah. So why don't we just let's just kind of go into a little something. We're gonna not play any music. This is just contemplation and slowing the breath down and connecting with the heart. So let's just go ahead and we can close our eyes, or you can keep them open, whatever is good for you. And we're just going to immediately go right into the body. And we're going to just feel the body. I'm going to take a minute of silence and we're just going to scan through the body and really recognize what you're feeling, how you're feeling, and any sensations or emotions that are present. Now, as you're present in your body, do one more gentle scan and notice if there's any areas of tension or any spaces you found where there's discomfort. And just breathe into these places and intentionally invite them to relax. Each breath helping you relax into the now. Allowing you to fully be here. Now, gently draw your awareness into your sacred heart space in the center of your chest. Breathing a little deeper and a little slower into the heart. And with the awareness in your heart, go ahead and bring up an animal in your life, whether they're alive or they've passed, that you've held a very special relationship or bond with. And for a moment, just hold them in your heart and appreciate them for this bond that they've shared with you. With each breath, really allow yourself to feel appreciation for this animal. And as you thank this animal, maybe recall a lesson that they helped you learn, or a piece of wisdom that they brought through for you to guide you in your life. Breathing deeply, breathe in this wisdom and breathe it back out into the field, the quantum connected collective field. Breathe in the appreciation for this animal and the guidance they have brought to you. And breathe out this appreciation into the connected field. Now, still holding this appreciation, for a moment, recall how this animal has helped you feel loved. How have they shared unconditional love with you? Allow yourself to feel this feeling of love once again in this now moment. Breathing this love in with each in-breath into your own body. As you breathe out, sending it into the collective field. With each cycle of breath, allow this feeling of love to grow. With each continued breath, as this feeling of love expands and grows, allow yourself to fully anchor into this feeling, helping to cultivate a solid foundation of love all around you. Now, let's go a little deeper. In your heart's eye, see yourself joining together in a circle with heart-centered people all across the world. And within this circle, linked hand to hand, paw to paw, are also our furry animal family companions. See how large this circle can become. How many souls and spirits are joined together as one. And feel the energy of this circle. Feel the love of the individuals, the compassion of the animals. Feel the peace and the calm that it exists as we join in this way. Feel as the energy of this circle becomes amplified. Feel the love in this space. As we continue to breathe and feel in this way, we can place into the center of the circle spaces that need more love, animals that need our care and our voice, humans that take on challenging tasks in the world. Whatever your heart is called to place in the center of the circle, allow it to bring that forward now. With each breath, we hold it in love. Breathing deeply, connected to your heart, feeling the love of your heart and the love of this shared community and space. Feeling this love flow from you into the center of the circle where all those animals and individuals that need love are being held. And as you continue to breathe in this way, witness in your heart's eye the things your heart would like to change. When it comes to the animals and spaces where maybe they're caged, or the people who are in roles or positions and they have to complete tasks that don't align fully with their heart. Feel what changes you would have made and witness them occurring here and now. Feel the sense of freedom and joy that is beginning to arise in this space. with your awareness still anchored in love, anchored in your heart. Gently begin bringing your awareness back to this physical space that we share together. Letting the body move in any way it wishes to move. Feeling the love flow through the body with these gentle movements. When you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open. In a moment, we'll do one more little small pulse, just in whatever way our hearts call for. And I'd like to hold this space right now, just for anything that's on your heart that you can bring through, maybe something that you felt or experienced in that, or something you've been holding, you know. You're all here today, I know, to support, PAWS and our mission, but also because there's a part of you that, or a very large part of you that feels very strongly about this as well, right? That loves in this way, that cares about animals to do this work. And so, just whatever your heart would like to share about maybe what called you here today, or what you felt called to bring into the circle, or just anything really, the floor is open.
I had an experience when we were holding all of the spaces and the people and the animals that were in our circle today, and just kind of feeling all of these different ones that came in that I think all of you were thinking about. I could feel that. All of a sudden, I started to also feel into all of the people around the world that don't have homes and that don't have food and are not, there's just not enough for them to be cared for. Animals as well, right? We're all animals. And so I just was thinking, like, what's the answer? Like there's too many for the spaces and the resources in our current state of what we're putting energy into in order for there to be enough, because there's enough, right? If we really change our goalposts. And yeah, I'm going to carry that question in me. It's like, how can we support this overwhelming number of people, animals that don't have enough, that don't have a home, that don't have the kind of love we have to offer? Yeah, I'm going to hold that.
Thank you, Teresa. It's precious. Mercy, you just muted yourself. Mercy, you're muted. Yeah.
It's so simple, isn't it? Um, I was I was feeling when we were all in the circle and then a huge circle and the animals and everything, I was feeling of just like kind of sending this heartfelt message to people that can take care of animals in their homes and how happy they are. And I could picture the animals just like jumping all over and so happy. And also about parents being able to work with their children and themselves about compassion because some of those animals may have been abused. And so that would actually be a good thing as far as being able to bring out that compassion and love.
Mm.
And then finally, I sort of hesitate to bring this up, but it just came in, so I'm going to go with it. I had I had this feeling that maybe there's somebody who who loves animals, who owns land, maybe even something on the land, that could really be interested in gifting and honestly, I don't know what an action step would be. It just came in like I could just feel someone who this could be really important to them as something some people leave things in their will, but maybe it's can be done while they're alive. Okay, I anyway, it
Mm.
just flowed in, so I wanted to mention it.
Thank you, Marcy. I've actually had a very similar like download and just kind of keeping it open to however it arrives. Yeah. Yeah.
I just read a book like that where a woman was gifted property right next to her inn for her vision of an annual animal sanctuary. And the story is so beautiful around all the animals they take in and
Wow.
all of that they rehabilitated, including a blind horse. I mean, it's just lovely. I'll have to send you that one because it was
Yeah.
nice to think somebody actually gifted it
Yeah.
because they were inspired by the vision. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
let's hold
Definitely
that.
send me the name of that book. That sounds lovely.
Okay. Yeah.
That's great. Very in alignment. Love that. I love that you just read that book. Like how perfect is that? And that Marcy brought that through too. So that's cool. Hmm. Just want to hold the space if anyone has anything else they want to share before I share anything else. Yeah.
I just wanted to say that during this time, I just wanted to send you as much love and light and support that I can energetically because I really respect what you're doing, that you feel it, the call on your heart to be an advocate for those that don't have you know, as much power as we do, that you could add to their lives and whatever animals that you help, you will let them know that they are loved and they are important, and I respect that. And it was like just sending you a lot of love and I want to support you in any way that I can.
Mm.
So when I have, the funds, I will send you as much as I can and,
Mm.
being able to support in that way, because I know it takes a lot of that too, not
Mm.
just the love in our heart. So
Yeah. Thank you,
thank you,
Rodney.
Khadijih.
Thank you. And the love in our heart is a lot though, right? Isn't it so powerful? Gosh, I
Yeah.
appreciate that so much, Rodney. Like just so much. And the love, I know, I feel your love all the time, and I really appreciate your support and your um like all of you that are here. You've been in my corner for so long, and you know me pretty well. I mean, as well as we can know each other, across these Zoom places, but you do know me very well in these ways. You know my heart because we have similar hearts. And, that's what's brought us here. And so just all of you, like your support, your belief in me helps me believe in me when things get hard or when things become challenging. Like, being able to draw on that energy from the field and know that there are people that are rooting for you. You can feel it. And so I really appreciate that because it's so like more than words can say. Yeah. And, yeah, during this meditation, one of the things I really focused on for myself was seeing policies change because I really feel that some of these policies, even requirements for licensing and things, while beautiful and perfect, like there's reasons for them, I get that. And some of the policies, quite a few policies that are in place, actually are perpetuating some of these things that we see that our hearts want to change. And so I was just seeing like, no, I didn't have any words, but just like the scribbles on the line, like policy and like seeing them change and evolve and form into like more beneficial things and seeing the like the cells, the cages open and animals were being free. And I love that you brought in also Teresa, like we are all animals, like we're all part of the animal kingdom. And there are so many across the world that need that love as well, and also need those policies to change in certain parts of the world and certain circumstances for them to thrive, right? And so yeah, so that was for me personally what I saw. But I want to just take like 3 more minutes before we close because we're here, we're in the space, we have the heart, we're together. And I'm not going to voice anything, I'm not going to speak anything. We're just going to close our eyes, go right into our hearts, and spend this 3 minutes just sending love across the world to all those in the animal kingdom, right? So that's anyone who needs it, wherever your heart wants it to flow. Let it go. And I'll call us out when it's time. And with 3 more deep breaths, gently begin bringing your awareness back while staying anchored in your heart with love. And when you're ready, fluttering your eyes open, one of my absolute favorite things is one, being in these spaces with all of you and like-hearted people. And it's the other aspect of that is feeling the field when we're here together. And that just the immensity of that love. And I feel it around me. I feel it moving through my home. I feel it moving through my city. And I know that's happening with each and every one of you. And I feel it so strongly. And over the past couple months, I would say in these sessions, whether I'm hosting or I'm just there with, one of the other hosts or in another group, I feel it's so much stronger. It's like my tentacles, my little feelers have gotten stronger, and or we're getting stronger collectively, right? And we're just amplifying that in a different way. But it's just beautiful, and I wanted to speak that because I want to honor that aspect of something we get to experience as human beings, as beings, sentient beings, or even just, I mean, I'm certain the trees feel this love all the time, like in their existence. So anyway, I just want to thank you all so much for coming today. I'm really grateful for each and every one of you, for your heart, for your support, for your love. Thank you for sending this love with me today so that we could make a greater impact. I know that it's felt across the world. I know it is. Yeah. All right. So we can all just say goodbye in whatever way you wish to say goodbye. And we can.
Thank you, Khadijih. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. So much love.
Namaste.
Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Thank
Blessings
you.
to you, Khadijih.
Love you all so much. Bye.